You ever have a neighbor who treated your property line like it was just a suggestion? Someone who looked at your home, your hard-earned sanctuary, and decided it was theirs to meddle with? Maybe they even sized you up your background, your life, and figured you were an easy target. If you're nodding, you'll get where I'm coming from. If not, buckle up, because this story might just open your eyes. My name's Marcus Hayes, a 52-year-old project manager from Macon, Georgia, and I thought I'd seen every shade of human nonsense. Then I met Evelyn Carter, a woman whose entitlement could fill a zip code and whose grip on reality was shaky at best. This is the tale of how she trespassed on my property, lied to the cops, and sparked a war that ended with her own rules turning against her. It all started on a sunny Tuesday in Maple Grove, our tidy suburban neighborhood. I just pulled into my driveway after a long day managing construction projects, think multi-million-dollar builds, where precision is everything. My routine was sacred: a cold glass of sweet tea, my back patio, and the view of my pool, which I'd worked years to maintain. But that day, something was off. The heavy-duty cover on my pool, secured that morning, was dragged halfway off, crumpled like a tossed blanket. My heart sank. The pool was under chemical treatment for a stubborn algae bloom, potent stuff that could cause rashes or worse. I'd even posted a bright red, "Pool closed, do not enter" sign on the gate. Had the wind done this? Unlikely. Critters? Not that clever. Then I heard it, a splash, followed by a smug sigh. I rounded the corner, briefcase still in hand, and there she was, Evelyn Carter, 2 houses down, floating in my pool like she owned it. Her neon green swimsuit screamed 1980s, and her smug grin said she hadn't a care in the world. The red warning sign lay discarded on the grass. I stood there, dumbfounded, as she did a lazy backstroke in what was essentially a chemical stew. "Evelyn," I said, keeping my voice steady, "what in God's name are you doing in my pool?" She blinked, annoyed, like I was the intruder. "Oh, Marcus, you're home early. It's so hot, and your pool looked inviting. You don't mind, do you?" "Mind?" I echoed, my jaw tightening. "Evelyn, the pool's closed. There's a sign. It's been treated with chemicals, dangerous ones." She waved a hand, splashing water. "That silly sign. I thought it was for kids or something. And this cover was a pain to move. You should get one of those automatic ones." I explained the risk: skin irritation, nausea, the works. For the first time, her smugness faltered. She scrambled out, grabbed a towel, and started babbling. "You should have made it clearer, Marcus. If I get sick, it's on you." Then she stormed off, leaving a trail of drips and the gate swinging open. I knew this wasn't over. Evelyn wasn't just a nosy neighbor. She was the self-proclaimed queen of Maple Grove. From the day I moved in, she'd made it her mission to educate me on proper living. She'd once lectured me about my porch planters too colorful, apparently. I'd brushed it off, but her attitude always carried a whiff of something uglier, like my presence in this neighborhood offended her. Sure enough, 6 hours later, red and blue lights flashed outside. An ambulance had taken Evelyn to the hospital. Rash, nausea, the whole package. Then 2 cops, Officer Daniels and Officer Reed, knocked on my door. "Evelyn," they said, claimed I'd lured her into a dangerous pool to harm her. I invited them in, laid out the facts, the algae treatment, the sign, the cover. I showed them the pool company's invoice and offered security footage. They took my statement, and the next day, after reviewing the video of Evelyn wrestling the cover off and tossing the sign, they closed the case. No negligence on my part, just her own recklessness. You'd think that'd be the end. But Evelyn didn't do apologies. Instead, she launched a vendetta. It started small: complaints to the city about my overgrown lawn, mowed weekly, or my unsightly trash cans, curbside only on pickup day. Then the Maple Grove HOA got involved, nitpicking my fence height or my son's basketball hoop. Each complaint meant letters, calls, or visits from confused officials who'd look at my property and shrug. "Looks fine, Mr. Hayes." It got uglier. My rose bushes, a pride and joy, were hacked to bits one night. My old beagle, Rusty, was reported to animal control as a vicious, stray Rusty who'd rather nap than chase a squirrel. The worst came at the community park, where I was flying kites with my granddaughter, Lily. Evelyn marched over, scolding me for letting Lily disrupt the park's quiet enjoyment. When I pushed back, she snapped, "People like you don't belong in places like this." The mask was off. Her issue wasn't my kites or my lawn. It was me. I'm a patient man, but enough was enough. I didn't want revenge, I wanted peace. So I started what I called Operation Silent Thorn. I pored over the HOA's rulebook and city codes, looking for Evelyn's weaknesses. My security cameras caught a glimpse of something odd in her backyard. A new structure, maybe a shed or cabin, hidden by overgrown pines. I checked satellite imagery, nothing there 2 years ago. At City Hall, I found no permits for any such build at her address. A chat with HOA Secretary Mrs. Clara Winston confirmed no architectural approval either. Jackpot. I needed proof. My neighbor, Mr. Thompson, a retired librarian with a knack for birdwatching, helped. Over coffee, I mentioned hearing strange birds near Evelyn's yard. He grinned, catching my drift, and later slipped me a photo from his upstairs window. It showed a full-blown she-shed windows, porch, the works. Definitely unpermitted. My plan was simple but surgical. I filed an anonymous complaint with the city's code enforcement, attaching the photo and noting the structure's fire hazard potential. From a library computer, to be safe. Then, I drafted a letter to the HOA, posing as concerned residents from a nearby street, questioning their enforcement fairness and casually mentioning rumors of an unapproved structure on Maple Grove Lane. I mailed it from another town. The wheels turned slowly but surely. A city truck scoped Evelyn's property a week later. She saw it, her gardening turning frantic as she glared around, suspecting everyone. The HOA newsletter soon hinted at a crackdown on unapproved structures. Then came the orange violation sticker on Evelyn's door, impossible to miss. She ripped it down, but the neighborhood buzzed. Whispers of her trouble spread like wildfire. The climax hit when a city inspector, Mr. Jordan, showed up. Evelyn lost it, screaming that I'd sent him, that his kind was out to ruin her. Her racist outburst, heard by half the block, was the final nail. Neighbors, once neutral, turned cold. The inspector, unfazed, issued a demolition order. The HOA piled on, demanding proof she didn't have. Evelyn was trapped. She caved. A demolition crew arrived, tearing down her precious she-shed over 2 noisy days. Neighbors suddenly had yard work to do, watching silently. At the next HOA meeting, packed for once, Evelyn's lawyer tried to cry harassment, but the board shut him down. The rules, they said, applied to all. Evelyn fled the room, her status shattered. Peace returned to Maple Grove. My roses grew back, Rusty napped undisturbed, and my tea ritual resumed. Evelyn became a ghost, her complaints gone, her influence nil. Some said she might sell her house. I didn't care. I'd won not by sinking to her level, but by using the system she abused against her. Looking back, I'm proud I kept my cool. Evelyn wanted to break me, to make me feel like I didn't belong. She misjudged my resolve. My dad always said, stand tall, but use your brain, not your fists. I did just that, and it worked. Maple Grove is quieter now, and I'm reminded that patience and truth can outlast any bully. What about you? Ever dealt with a neighbor like Evelyn, or faced injustice that pushed you to fight back? Share your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear how you handled it. Do you think standing up to bullies like this is worth the fight, or does it just breed more conflict? Take a stand, tell me your view. Let's talk about fairness and how we tackle the Evelyns in our lives.